Pattern of administration during the period. The king headed the administration. So who headed the administration? The king. He was also the commander in chief of the army and the supreme judicial authority. So he was not only the head of the administration, but he was also the commander in chief of the army and the supreme judicial authority. Supreme judicial authority means he was the judge, and he will uh, order, or he will suggest what kind of crime will be given to which culprits. Usually the position of the king was hereditary, although the rules of successions were not rigidly fixed. So the position of the king was hereditary. That means the king's son will again continue his empire, and his son and his son, and so on, and the rule of the succession was not regularly fixed. Titles like Maharaja Dhiraja and Chakravartin spoke the emperor's powers and strength. The council of ministers assisted the king and advised him on affairs of the state. So the council of ministers used to help the king, and they used to advise him on different types of affairs of the state. The Mahamantri, that is the prime minister, was the head of the council of ministers. So who was the head of the uh, uh, council of minister? Was the Mahamantri or prime minister. There was a separate ministers in each department, such as the Aksha Patalika, that is revenue minister; Sandhi Vigrahika, that is foreign minister; Mahapratihara, that is guard of the royal palace; Raja Purohita, that is the royal priest; and the Mahasenapati, that is the commander of the army. So please remember the name and along with their which post they belong. The kingdoms consisted of areas which were directly administered and those ruled by vassal chiefs or samantas. So the king was consisted of different types of areas, and each were directly ruled by the officer known as vassal chief or the samantas. The vassal chiefs were independent as far as their internal affairs were concerned, and had to pay a fixed tribute as well as supply a quota of troops to the overlord. So what was the rule of the samantas or the vassal chief? Their main aim was that they have to pay a fixed tribute as well as supply a number of troops. Troops means soldiers in the empire. However, the ambition to be independent led to frequent conflict between the chiefs and the rulers. So they wanted to rule independently. So that's why there was a conflict between the chiefs and the rulers. The the directly administered territories were further divided into bhuktis, that is provinces, and mandalas or the vishayas, that is district. The governor of a province known as the uparikas collected revenue. So the governor of the province, who is known as the uparikas, they collected revenue, that is tax, and maintain law and order with the help of the army. The head of the district was called the Vishapati. Okay, the smaller chieftains known as Bhogapatis became powerful when the power of the king weakened. Okay, gradually they merged with the Vishapatis over a period of time. The land was granted to them for a short time in lieu of salaries, and land revenues was collected by the king. Okay, they used to grant a land to them for a very short period of time, and later on they used to take land revenue, that means tax was collected and which was given to the king. The defeated kings were accorded the status of samantas. So the whoever king who lost the battle, they were later termed as they were given the status of samantas. They ruled under the overlordship of the emperor. They also paid tribute and helped the king with troops. So all these are the activities done uh, during this period. Next is village and town administration. The village served as the basic unit of administration. The headman and accountant of the village, known as the Gramapati, carried out administrative responsibilities. So who was the head and the accountant of the village? They are known as the Gramapati, and they look after all the administrative responsibility. That means what different types of activities are taking place in the village, who are committing you can say crime, and what are the different types of things which the village need to be improvement. Okay, so everything was the responsibility of the Gramapati. To assist him, there were village committees looked after local school, roads, water tank, temples, etc. So to assist him, there was different types of village committee who will look after the local school, road, water tank, and temples.